Welcome to Aurora's Committee of Adjustment meeting. The time is 7:03 on Thursday, May 9th, 2024. And I would like to call this Committee of Adjustment meeting to order. I will start by introducing the committee members and staff. I'm the committee vice chair, Jane Stevenson, and there is Chris Polsonelli, Michael Visconti, Julian Yang, and David Mango is our chairperson, but he is not present this evening. The secretary treasurer is Peter Fan, and the planner is Antonio Greco. Can you hear everything? Okay. The land acknowledgement. The town of Aurora acknowledges that the Anishinaabe lands on which we live and work are the traditional and treaty territory of the Chippewas of Georgina Island, as well as many other nations whose presence here continues to this day. As the closest First Nation community of Aurora, we recognize the special relationship the Chippewas have with the lands and waters of this territory. They are the water protectors and environmental stewards of these lands, and as a municipality, we join them in these responsibilities. We further acknowledge that Aurora is part of the treaty lands of Mississaugas and Chippewas, recognized through Treaty Number 13, as well as the Williams Treaties of 1923. A shared understanding of the rich cultural heritage that has existed for centuries and how our collective past brought us to where we are today will help us walk together into a better future. The next point on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Could I have a motion to approve the agenda? Thank you, Julian. And is there a seconder? Okay, thank you, Chris. The agenda has been the acceptance of the agenda has moved by Julian and seconded by Chris Polsonelli. All in favor? Thank you. It's passed. Declaration of interest. Are there any declaration of pecuniary interest and general nature thereof from any of the members? Okay, I see all your heads shaking no. Could I have a confirmation of the past minutes of the meeting previously on Thursday, April 11th, 2024? Can I have a motion to accept those minutes?
I move to accept those minutes.
Thank you, Michael. And the seconder? Thank you, Julian. The acceptance of the minutes has been moved by Michael and seconded by Julian. All in favor? I see you all have voted in favor. Okay, that motion is carried. Thank you. The hearing of applications. This public meeting is being audio and video recorded. It is also being conducted virtually and through the use of Zoom technology. Your name, address, comments, and any other personal information are being recorded according to the Municipal Act and the Municipal Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act. This will help our town clerk prepare accurate minutes and to create a record that is available to the general public, including on the town's website. Questions about this collection should be directed to the town clerk. Please be advised that reports being considered tonight are available on the Town of Aurora website and through staff at the town's planning department. Should you wish to receive notification of any of the decisions of tonight's meeting, please complete the appropriate form available through town staff. Applicants and agents will automatically be notified. Each application will be considered tonight. The following process will occur. I will briefly outline the purpose of the applications, and then the applicant or agent will then be given the opportunity to make a presentation. It is the applicant's decision whether they wish to speak or let the application proceed on the merits of the information as received. Presentations and deputations are limited to 5 minutes as much as possible. Following any initial comments from the applicant, I will invite members of the public who have interest in the application to come forward and address the committee. Those members of the public who wish to speak must clearly state their name and address and must provide this information to the Secretary Treasurer. Should you wish to obtain a copy of the notice of decision, please complete the appropriate form available through the Secretary Treasurer. Members of the public are reminded that text comments are not permitted during the meeting and that they will not be noted in any manner or at any time. Each individual may speak only once on an issue, and once decision has commenced in respect to a motion, no further presentations shall be made. If you require any technical assistance with your presentation, please let me know. If you wish to speak and are currently following this meeting on the YouTube feed, you will need to turn this feed off and join the live meeting, as there is a slight lag between the YouTube and live feed. Please ensure that all questions and/or comments are directed through me as the chair, and if relevant, I will request the appropriate person to respond. It should be noted that the applicant will be given the opportunity to respond to any questions or comments should the committee feel that is appropriate. Okay. So we will deal with application number 1, which is minor variance application MV-2024-08 at 133 Bonnie Meadows Drive, registered plan 65M-2792, lot 89. The following relief is being requested. Section 7.2 of the zoning bylaw requires a minimum 6 meters for interior garage length. The applicant is proposing an enclosed basement walk-up inside the requiring a variance of 1 meter. There are 5 letters in support of this application and 1 letter in opposition to this application. And the conclusion is that the planning staff have reviewed the application with respect to section 445.1 of the Planning Act, RSO 1990, CP 13 as amended, and are of the opinion that the requested variance meets the 4 tests of the Planning Act for granting of minor variances. Please refer to Appendix A for recommended conditions of approval for the requested variance. Now, is the applicant or their agent present? Would they like to speak on this application?
Hello, everyone. My name is Hamid. I'm a representative of the homeowner. As you see in the drawing, I don't know, do you want I share my screen or you have our proposed drawing? So I hope you have the drawing in front of you. This is a single family dwelling, and it will remain as a single family dwelling. And we proposed a side walk up from side of house to the basement that is already finished, and there is no other changes on basement. We have a bathroom on basement as well. Because the width of a staircase going to the basement, the total length of garage will be 5 meter. And based on the zoning, it is not sufficient for a parking spot. However, right now the owner can park inside of garage, but by zoning it is not sufficient. Anyway, the reason to make this opening is the homeowner, his boy is getting 18 years old this summer and wants going to university as a young man. He want his own access to to house, even bring his friends, whoever, to inside house without going to the main floor. The staircase, the interior staircase from main floor to basement is open. There is no wall around it, just there is a railing and there is no door, so it is completely two units are connected, and this is not suitable to changing for a rental unit. But for the purpose of their boy, they want to keep the stair, actually the side door to propose the new side door. We got one letter objection. I read the letter. The person wanted the reason for objection was no to change type of housing. And as I said, there is no change on type of housing. It is single family and it remain as a single family. So this is not the issue of this variance. And the rest of people are okay because the owner and family of this property are peaceful people living there for years. And I hope committee approve this application. Thank you.
Oh. All right, thank you, Mr. Hamati. Are there any members of the public who would like to address this application?
Through you, the chair, there are no public delegations for this application. However, the chair, I asked that Hamid state his name and address for the record, please.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, my name Hamid Reza Hemmati. My address is 7250 Kila Street, unit number 296, City of One.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hamati. Are there any comments or questions from the committee? No? Are there any, is there any discussions from the committee? Oh, yes, Chris?
For you, Mr. Chair, a question for the applicant's agent. I'm just curious as to, I guess you said this was an existing use, so an existing finished basement, but if their son intends on living in the basement, why they're not pursuing the basement apartment, like the full kind of planning application for that, as opposed to this use where we see there's a den with a closet, which I'd imagine is going to be the living space. I just want to make sure that this application fits in with the code, the building code required for basement apartments and bedrooms.
Yeah, good question. Actually, the basement is already finished, kitchen, cabinet, everything. And if they want to apply for a second unit basement, first of all, they have to fire rated the ceiling, that is expensive for them. And another reason, they have to make a door for the existing interior stair and make a wall all around it. The design will change, and so they don't want to rent a unit, so they keep it as the finished basement, just make a side door.
Thank you.
Through you, Madam Chair, just a question for the applicant's agent. I see that the garage is going to be shortened. What kind of vehicles do you expect would be parking in the garage? And how many? I realize you have 2 parking spaces in the driveway, but would your client be parking vehicles in the garage going forward?
Yes, right now in existing situation, there is a stairs going from garage to the unit. So already this is one spot is already 5 meter, and they already have 2 car parking inside. If I, their car is sedan, sedan, and it is completely suite inside of garage. However, it's not enough space to go walking all around the vehicle, I know,
Mhm.
but already they park inside both cars, and they can park inside both car after the opening.
And the other question I have is the basement, as you say, is already finished. So it already has a bathroom. What is it, a 3-piece, 4-piece?
No, there is no bathroom in the proposed drawing. If the drawing is in front of you, page A108, we propose a side, actually a part of a furnace room because it is big enough, and we make a 3-piece bathroom in the furnace area, in the furnace room, make it wall and make a 3-piece bathroom.
So that's part of your permit ask,
Yes,
right?
exactly. This is a part of permit as well. But there is
Now,
no change in the wet bar remains as it is, no change other location, yes.
now the existing finished basement, does it meet building code requirements for fire safety and so forth? Or was a permit issued to build that basement apartment? Or
Actually, I don't know, because when they purchased, and we didn't get anything from city that the city has no record of finished basement, and the owner purchased this property as it is with the finished basement. I assume, because they didn't say anything about the finished basement and existing, so the planner just said us about the parking spot, and I think it is finished legally. And for that finished basement for code, yeah, for the heights, ceiling height and other thing, yeah, the basement is okay for a building.
Okay, so you're not opposed to inspection by town staff of the existing basement so that it meets building code requirements. That's all I'm asking.
Yes, correct.
So I also see that you issued a letter of what's it called here? Stating that you signed it, I think. Or the
But
owner.
declaration,
Yes.
oh yeah.
Would you be opposed? I mean, one of the recommendations, there's only one condition of approval, and it says that the variance only applies to the subject property in conforming with the plans attached as Appendix B and C. C being the actual declaration of use letter. Right, so you're okay with that, like that's
Yeah,
one
because
of the conditions?
even if they cannot park inside of garage, the parking, the driveway has enough length, more than 6 meters. So in case they want to park in the driveway, it is enough room for a car, 6-meter car, and they are not going out of the property.
Yeah. Okay, so that's included in the conditions, Appendix C being the letter. signed by your
Append-
client, I guess.
Yeah, Appendix C is, yes, it is a declaration that it will remain as a single family.
Okay, so I'm okay, you're okay with including that in the condition of approval? Okay.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's all my questions I have.
Are there any other questions or comments from the committee? Can I have a motion regarding this application?
Through you, Madam Chair, I move to approve, or actually, I do have a comment. I'm requesting the town staff, Mr. Greco, if I can. That at first they were looking to have this application deferred. So in your opinion now, as the planner, you feel that the conditions have been met, or how do you feel about that? Like, what was the reason for your wanting a deferral in the first place?
Through you, Madam Chair, I can address that. So based on back and forth discussions with the applicant and their desired use of the property, planning staff are the opinion that the addition of a door at the side yard will not change the intended use of the property. It will still function as a single detached family home. And if there are any alterations to make this a legal basement apartment, they will need to follow the building code to make sure that it's fire rated and that everything has been done as per the code, and also the additional parking spot that would be required on the driveway. So we are of the opinion that based on the application brought forth tonight to just shorten the garage length for parking is no, we're not in opposition towards that.
Thank you. So I don't know if the other members have a question for Mr. Greco, but I move to approve the application based on the conditions, which include the declaration of use letter.
Thank you. Can I have a seconder? Thank you, Julian. Julian second. A motion made by Michael Visconti, application MV-2024-08. All in favor?
Sorry, Madam Chair. Sorry to interrupt. You lagged out a little bit there. Do you mind repeating that
Oh,
for
sorry.
the record?
Moved by Michael Visconti. All in favor?
Sorry, Madam Chair, you lagged out again.
I don't know, something's going on with my computer here. Sorry. There's a motion that application MV 2024-08 made by Michael and seconded by Julian is approved. All in favor? I declare that motion carried. Is that okay?
Through you, Madam Chair, that's perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Hamadi. Oh. No. Application number 2 is minor variance 2024-10 at 149 Kennedy Street West, Plan 246, part of Lot 33, and registered Plan 65R 31926, Part 1. The applicant is requesting relief from the requirements of the town's comprehensive zoning bylaw 6000-17 as amended to facilitate the construction of a new two-story, single detached dwelling. The following relief is requested. A, section 7.2 of the zoning bylaw requires a minimum interior side yard of 4.5 meters. The applicant is proposing a two-story detached dwelling, which is 3 meters to the westerly interior side property line. Section 7.2 of the zoning bylaw requires a minimum interior side yard of 4.5 meters. The applicant is proposing a two-story detached dwelling, which is 3 meters to the easterly interior side property line. Section 7.2 of the zoning bylaw requires a minimum interior side yard of 4.5 meters. The applicant is proposing a rear deck with steps, which is 2.1 meters to the easterly interior side property line. And section 7.2 of the zoning bylaw requires a minimum interior side yard of 4.5 meters. The applicant is proposing a rear basement walkout with steps, which is 2.9 meters to the zoning bylaw requires. The reason for not complying with the zoning bylaw as stated on the application form, the intent was to maintain all existing trees on site and prevent to injure any trees. They have reviewed the application with respect to section 45 bracket 1 of the Planning Act RSO 1990 CP 13 as amended, and are of the opinion that the requested variances do meet the 4 tests of the Planning Act for granting of minor variances. Staff recommend approval of the requested variances subject to the conditions outlined in Appendix A. Now, is there an applicant or agent who would like to make a presentation regarding this application?
For you, Madam Chair. My name is Wick Leung. The address is 2710 14th Avenue, Markham, postal code L3ROJ1. I am representing my client.
Do you have any presentation or anything that you would
Yes,
say?
I do have a quick presentation uploaded. And I'll just quickly go through the variances.
All right.
And okay, this is the this is the rendering of the our proposal. On the right is the garage, and then on the left would be the main house, and then you can see all the vegetations. And then may I just go to the next page, please? And could you please zoom in, please? Zoom in a bit. All the green spot that you see on the drawings is the existing tree line. And also what I didn't show on the tree line is that there are on the bottom of the property there are a huge bushes of tree line between our property and our neighbors. And so that our first task of this proposal from the client is to keep all the vegetations and also provide an area like for them to, especially for the one in the middle where the inner courtyard is, they want to have a view to the inner courtyard to locate, not that one, the one in middle, yes, that one, so that they could have a view to that tree there, especially. So, and also we need to fulfill the area, or I mean the GFA requirement from all clients too, so that we work around the all the tree production zones and things alike, and the outcome is a irregular shape building. And on the west, which is the upper portion, and which is variance 8, would be where the garage is. That's the portion that we require a the variances, and which is within the existing house. If you can see that if you could zoom in a bit too, please. So that there's a dotted line that representing the existing garage, which is that's where the existing building is, and that is variance number 8. And variance number B would be the portion of the main building at the south. The 3 meter is where the lower left-hand side, where that bedroom, where that guest bedroom is, and the other would be in the other variances is at around between 4 to 4.25 meters. So we are not asking for the whole full length of 3 meters for this on this side too. So as the other side, we are only asking for a portion of the garage to be to have a 3 meters setback. And item C and D is we are trying to keep the walkout and the deck in line with the main building wall, which is at the lower left-hand corner where that is. And the stairs is also, we got one stair going toward the rear yard, and then there's another tiny stair that goes into the side yard, so that our client could go and do the gardening without going around in circle. So that's where I believe that's item number D. And item number E, could I go back to the one where the front driveway is? Yeah, because item number E is about the driveway. Okay, item number E is, was asking if for a perpendicular driveway that we need a 7 meters, a minimum of 7 meter width driveway for that. But as you can see, the green dot in the middle, I mean the green portion in the middle is the existing planter, which is on site right now. And we are going to keep that. And the driveway also, we are keeping the most of the existing driveway right now on site. So, but we also maintain a driveway that's wide enough for us to turn over, or I mean go in and out without any problems. And also I believe these variances are deemed to be minors. So and I hope that you could approve this. Thank you. I'm happy to answer any questions if there's any.
Did we lose Jane Stevenson? Hi, Jane. Sorry.
No, I am here, I think. Oh, wait a minute. Can you see me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on here. Sorry about that. I did forget to mention that there was one letter of opposition to this application. And are there any members of the who wish to address this application?
Sorry, you were
No?
going in and out of
Peter,
there,
is there anyone
Madam
else?
Chair. But there are no public delegations for this application. I'm also wondering if we can just maybe leave your video off, Madam Chair. Maybe that will help with proceeding with the meeting.
Okay, want me to put it off?
Through you, Madam Chair. Yes, let's try that.
Let's stop the video. Is that what you want me to do? Are there any comments or questions from the committee members?
Through you, Madam Chair, I just have a question for the,
Michael?
yes, through you, Madam Chair, I just have a question for the, agent, for the applicant. You're seeking a demolition of the existing structure, right?
Yes.
Mr. But that doesn't include, the swimming pool, right?
No.
And as far as staff is concerned, there's not gonna be any issues with setbacks. Once the new structure is put on, with the pool remaining. Because I imagine the pool was approved with the previous structure on site, right? Just, I guess, a question for town staff.
Yeah, through you, Madam Chair, no concerns in terms of the existing pool. If for whatever reason, following the decision of this minor variance application, the applicant applies for their building permits and there's some non-conformities with the existing pool and their proposed dwelling as constructed, then they'll have to remedy those deficiencies with either a minor variance or retracting some of the building as desired.
Has a demolition permit been issued, as far as you know? Antonio?
No, I don't believe a demolition permit has been issued. The applicant should be able to shed some light on that as well if whether one was applied for or not.
Mr.
You
Long, is it
mean
demolition, yeah.
demolition for the pool or for
No, the existing
house?
structure.
For the existing structure, no, we haven't submit any demolition permit application yet. For the
Okay.
main building that you're talking about, right?
Right.
Yeah, no, not yet.
And the turning circle, you're looking for a minor variance on the turning circle. I guess a maneuvering space is 7 meters. Can you just overview why you need that so much of a variance there?
Well, one is number 8 is for the garage on the left hand side because we need the space because for us to keep the existing planter there, and with the 4.5 meters driveway, so that and also for the width of the garage, we need that width for the car to go in and then back out. That's why the garage is quite deep in such a turn, so that we could go into there and then back out if we're driving in there.
Yeah.
Okay, and B would be more or less because we want to keep put a gas room in there because we take a hole, or I shouldn't say take a hole, but we kind of like leave the space for the tree for the inner courtyard, and then by that we pushed the whole house on the sideway toward the east. So we need some more rooms to get the width of the for the rooms in the east side. So such as the guest bedroom and the washroom. We just need we are kind of like in between. We are trying to fit all the rooms in there at that area, so that we have like rather than a narrow room in there, so that we could have a like much more decent room. And item C and D is we're just keeping in line, and item D is a wood stairs, which we could, if there's anything, we could remove that one. Just that's the stairs for the client to go in to do landscaping or gardening on the side yard.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, Chris, you have some comments?
Yes, through you, Madam Chair. I did have a similar concern about the pool, given that it's noted on the drawing already as being approximately 8 feet away from the back of the home. I just want to be proactive and confirm with town staff that that meets the setback, rather than go through the whole process and then figure that out at the building permit stage. Can we confirm that? And then I have another question after.
Through you, Madam Chair, the setback between the proposed dwelling and the pool does conform and was not flagged as a deficiency as per the bylaw.
Thank you for confirming. And my second question was with regards to, this is a question for the applicant. With regards to turning circle and the variance required there for the 13 meters, does your client have any sort of flexibility on that to consider that variance separate and apart from the other variances that they're requesting? Because to me that feels very obviously cosmetic and not functional. You can't turn a car there and back a car into the garage and get a car out in 13 meters. So I'm just sorry, 13 feet. So I'm just wondering how whether that's required and what the intention is there.
Could I have the presentation back on the screen, please? It's more easier to go over that. Yeah, I guess I believe, let's say car in the left-hand side. This car could go, the car on the left-hand side, this car could go straight out and then circle around and around the existing planter and then go out to the street. And so as this, and the one in the middle could go both way. And also the one on the right, I think if we're backing in, if we're backing out, we could also do the same thing. Go from the right hand side, we could back out toward the left where the front door is, and then go toward the front. And the other one would be going, and the middle one would do the same thing, going back toward the front door, the front of the house, backing to the front, to the left hand side. Yep, to the front, and then turn back and then go back out. And for the one on the left hand side, we'll like maneuver back, turn out to the right hand side toward the front, and then turn back, go circle around and out.
Okay, thank you. I'm specifically referring to the car that's closest to the wall of the street and the maneuverability in and out of that spot around the circle. It doesn't really seem too practical. Just wondering, have you had any sort of traffic study done or like some sort of
the one on the right hand side, right? If they're backing out, they would back out to where the front door is. Yeah, to the left, and then so the head would be the front and go out.
Okay.
Yeah, because the idea here is we want to keep the existing planter. If you Google it on the Google map, then you can see that there's a planter there, and which is the existing driveway right now is almost the same shape, like the one that we are proposing.
But is just the planter existing or this landscaped area around it? Because I don't recall that when I did a site visit to see that big circle, I just saw some minor landscaping. So can you confirm?
There's a planter in the middle,
Yeah.
and the landscaping on the left-hand side in front would be new. That would be after we build the houses. And those those landscaping will be later, will be all new one.
Okay.
For you, Madam Chair?
Yes, yes, Michael?
I just had an additional question if you will permit me, for the applicant. If there's a car parked in that turning circle, one of the cars, there's gonna be difficulties there, I presume. Is there any,
This is a single family dwelling, so I believe the max number of car that the owner would have is about 3. If there's one park on the driveway, I believe within the family they could always ask them to move it.
okay, all right, thank you.
Is there any further questions or discussions from the committee? Yes, Julian?
Through you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to address the letter of opposition to make sure that we've had an opportunity to discuss it. So I think the opposition is mainly with respect to whether or not the character of the proposed new building would fit in with the surrounding residential neighborhood. I note that in the application itself, we were only provided with a site plan or survey. But the town staff indicated that from what they saw, they think that the character would meet the surrounding neighborhood. So I remember the applicant showed us a concept plan in his presentation. Could you pull that up again? So when I guess this question is for town staff. In writing the report, were you provided with this concept plan?
Through you, Madam Chair, yes, we were provided with this concept plan, and upon site visit to Kennedy Street West, planning staff are the opinion that the proposed elevation renderings in the surrounding area, most notably, 150 Kennedy Street West, 137 Kennedy Street West, 135, they're all homes of the same scale and architectural value. So we do believe that the proposed renderings do fit for that neighborhood, which are large state homes.
Okay, thank you.
Any further comments or questions from the committee? Can I have a motion regarding this application? Sorry, can you not hear me?
Through you, Madam Chair, we can't hear you. Members of the committee are just, yeah.
Sorry, can I have a motion regarding this application?
That's through you, Madam Chair. I'll move to approve MV-2024-10, subject to the conditions in Appendix A.
And could I have a seconder?
A second.
Thank you, Michael. There is a motion to approve application MV 2024-10 by Julian and seconded by Michael. All in favor? I declare that motion carried. Now we have, sorry, application number 3 is minor variance 2024-12 at 11 Kennedy Street West, registered plan 131, lot 4. Planning staff are recommending a deferral of this application, but the applicant wishes to make a presentation at this time. Is the applicant or his agent there?
Through you, Madam Chair, the applicant is joining the meeting.
All right.
Hello, through you, Madam Chair. My name is David DeAndrea from Technical Design Studio. I'm representing the client for this application. My address is 1051 Martin Grove Road in Etobicoke.
Do you have a presentation or some comment?
I do, yes. Presentation was sent. So through you, Madam Chair, thank you for hearing this, despite the deferral requested by the planning group. If we could go to the next slide. Through the preliminary zoning review, it was identified that sort of these 4 items required a minor variance. I think item A is the most straightforward. It was a minor variance requested for the portion of the property that is beyond the neighbor to seek relief from the 3-meter required setback for the portion that's beyond, which we're proposing at 1.5. That one's fairly straightforward. For items B, C, and D, these are existing items, so it's an existing garage that we wish to keep, as well as an existing porch with the existing steps. We are seeking to sort of refinish and refurbish these items, but keep the same dimensions and keep the same setbacks that are existing. So if we can proceed to the next slide. I think this axonometric diagram sort of highlights both the existing and the proposed. So the existing in red, that's the garage and the porch. The proposed to the rear, and the items highlighted in blue are sort of a new guard wall around the porch, still conforming with the same setbacks and existing dimensions, but we are seeking to refurbish the existing wood porch, which is in poor condition, as well as the roof. So because we did identify that we would be refinishing those walls and restoring the porch, they did flag that as an item that they want us to get a minor variance, as well as the garage, being that it's a unique condition and it's going from a fully detached garage, and it's also in poor condition and requires some repairs. They are seeking that we get a variance for that as well. If we can go to the next slide, please. So this is sort of the before and after concept rendering. You can see, obviously, that the porch is exactly the same dimension, but refinished. Some of the materials updated, and some of the porch, the wood steps and the lower wood framing around it is in poor condition. So we are seeking to sort of update that and give it some new life. If we can go to the next slide. And the time of the application, we were told sort of just before the agenda was released that there were some discrepancies between our proposed and existing site plan. It was noted that there was a discrepancy of 14 millimeters between the two drawings. So, I mean, as we know, when dealing with existing conditions, in particular wood frame conditions like this, there is often a sort of tolerance of construction tolerance, as well as things aging and shifting out of place. So we just prepared this drawing to kind of show a string of dimensions across the porch. And this was also a survey that the client updated on January 24th of this year. So it's fresh and up to date and accurate. And you can see it moving from east to west across the porch. There is a slight variation in dimensions as things shift. So we just wanted to kind of flag that as the reason for what that discrepancy was between the two drawings. And I think that sort of misinformation there is what caused the deferral. If we can go to the next slide. There was also some questions around this existing garage. And there was a small shed that's indicated on the survey behind it. That small shed is intended sort of by the previous owner as firewood storage, and the shed itself and the garage are both in poor condition. Our proposal is to keep the existing garage, remove that small shed. And again, I think these two items sort of provided some discrepancies in the areas that were in the drawing. So I just wanted to clarify that. If we can go to the next drawing, please. Again, these are just some renderings showing the existing and the proposed at the rear. And to the next slide. And again, so I think that's the end of the presentation portion. Through you, Madam Chair, I would like to note that, understanding that this is a stable neighborhood, the owner is trying to do sort of the least invasive addition and renovation to the property as possible, sort of keeping the heritage of the existing house. As well, it's noted in the stable neighborhood zone that the position of the garage and its distance relative to the front of the building, as well as the porch structure, are considered sort of key elements to the existing design. And that's the reason that we've tried to maintain them as best we can. Like I said, also, we do have a survey that's up to date. It's available in both PDF and CAD format. We would like to proceed, obviously, with the variance, and any questions related to dimensions can be verified by council through that survey. So thanks very much. Any questions?
Well, thank you, Mr. Andrea. Are there any questions from the committee? Yes, Michael?
I guess this is just a question for planning staff. Are you satisfied with Mr. Andrea's explanation as to not doing the deferral, or would a deferral still be applicable here?
Through you, Madam Chair, planning staff's position is as written in the recommendation report for a deferral. So we're deferring it. We can set a time frame on the deferral being next month, but the deferral still stands for our position.
Thank you for that. No further questions, Madam Chair.
Any other questions? Oh, yes, Chris?
Through you, Madam Chair, not a question, but just a comment. Thank you to the applicant and their agent for making this presentation. I just feel like we don't have enough detail on it, even a proper staff report to properly consider and go off. So I would rather we actually have something official in front of us in terms of what we're approving or looking at.
Julian, did you have a comment or question?
Yes, through you, Madam Chair, my comments were actually already said by Chris. I guess to the applicant, is there a reason why you requested to rush this meeting rather than defer it as per planning staff's recommendation?
Yes, through you, Madam Chair. I think essentially we weren't notified, I think, of any discrepancies in the drawings or any issues that the staff had with the application package until minutes before the final agenda was released, where we were told that it was deferred. We certainly could have made adjustments, clarifications, provided additional information if we were given notification that the staff wasn't pleased with what they were seeing or they had discrepancies with some of the information. And then again, when it was discussed, we were notified that it was a 14 millimeter discrepancy on that porch dimension, which is a very small dimension. And I felt that the application is sufficient enough and the variance that we're seeking is reasonable, that we should proceed as to sort of not delay the client further and not waste time with the council. But we are fully, with respect, we will proceed as recommended from this council.
Any other comments or questions from the committee? Seeing none, can I have a motion from the committee, please, regarding this application?
Through you, Madam Chair, I just have one more comment actually for the applicant. I think it's important to note that we do take into consideration a lot of the comments from planning staff, as they are the experts in the field, and not all of us are experts with respect to making these professional assessments on various issues that are required to be considered in order to make a decision of approving or rejecting, or even what kind of conditions would be required to meet the town's mandates. So the big issue here is the planning staff have not had the opportunity to generate that report, which is why it's very difficult for us to rush this process. Thank you.
Through you, Madam Chair, I mean, we appreciate accuracy is important, and we do want to make the most accurate and transparent application and give the planning staff the opportunity to review it and make the best informed decision. I think with the material submitted to date, I'm personally of the opinion that can be done with what was submitted. But like I said, we do defer to the expertise of the planning committee to help you make an informed decision.
Oh, yes, Chris?
Through you, Madam Chair, just a question to town staff. Can you please confirm whether there was a public notice circulated for this application at all, given there wasn't a complete staff report?
Through you, Madam Chair, yes, public notice was given as part of this application as required by the Planning Act.
Okay, thank you.
Again, if I may, through you, Madam Chair, I think that's to that question, that's sort of the reason that we sort of proceeded despite the deferral, is that we did go through both the pre-consultation zoning review. We did submit, and a sign was posted. We sort of paid our fees and waited the allotted time. So we were hoping to get this heard and approved in this meeting. But yeah, that's all.
Can I have a motion from one of the members of the committee regarding this application? Yes, Michael?
Through you, Madam Chair, I hope, I move that we defer this application to the the closest meeting possible, so that town staff has an opportunity to review all the if there's any minor variances, and we have a fulsome staff report on this. And so I hope it doesn't delay the project for the applicants too much, but I move to defer the application at this time.
Thank you, Michael. Is there a seconder? Oh, second by Julian. It's been moved by Michael and seconded by Julian that this application be deferred. All in favor? I declare that motion carried.
Through you, Madam Chair, thank you for your time, everyone. Thank you.
Okay. So now, I apologize for my going in and out. I don't know. I'm having computer problems here. Is there any new business to come up with?
Through you, Madam Chair, no new business on my end.
Through you, Madam Chair. Also no new business from my end.
Okay, can I have a motion? Did someone make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I move to adjourn the meeting at this time.
Thank you.